Hello, classmates, Dr. Harden. It's great to be with you in this class. I'm Anthony Koopman, and I am doing my introductory video here. I just wanted to warn you up front. I am retired Army, so I love PowerPoint. So you're going to get a quick animated PowerPoint presentation on this video. I hope you will indulge me here. As I mentioned, this is my PowerPoint presentation. Notice I got Mount Rainier in my virtual background and on the background of the slides here. There are two photos that I took, and I'll get into that a little bit here when I talk about my hobbies. So where do I live? Take a wild guess. Grew up in the Pacific Northwest in Washington State. I grew up on a farm in a logging town on the western slopes of the Cascades. There's a quick photo of my farm growing up. My two labs back when I was a kid, Barney and Bruno. And yeah, we used to put hay in the hay barn loose. Oh, fun. Great way to grow up, though. Traveled all over. I lived in 12 states in 3 different countries. I traveled from basically the ages of when I graduated from college, from 21 until I semi-retired back in about 2013. I retired back in the Pacific Northwest, again in the Cascade Mountains. Here's a snapshot of my hometown and where I semi-retired as well. You can see the beautiful lake and that gorgeous mountain in the background, Mount Rainier. Family and interests. My nearest and dearest family is my 12-year-old coonhound Huckleberry, who I rescued almost exactly 10 years ago. Actually, we just had our anniversary a couple of weeks ago. Here's a couple of shots. There's me with my guy in my old hay barn, and there's my beautiful boy there while we're on a hike. Speaking of hiking, love hiking out in the outdoors. Growing up in the Pacific Northwest and having lived in some beautiful spots, like in Northern California, up by Lake Tahoe, that area there. Very much into photography. I do have a small photography business, and I'm also what I would say addicted to the educational process in a lot of ways. A couple of photos here. There's me and myself and Huckleberry on a hike, and a photo that I took not too far from where I grew up. I'm also active in veteran support groups. I do a lot of traveling. Huckleberry calls it road surfing, where he just sticks out the back window of the Jeep as we cruise down the road. Speaking of which, if you see a quick edit, that's because my hound let me know he had to come inside, even though it's 80 degrees out and beautiful. Careers in education. Like I said, I'm a retired Army officer, 27 years altogether in the United States Army. I retired, it's been a while. It's been about 8-9 years since I retired. There's a quick shot of myself and my first platoon, a bunch of rough and ready boys there. I do have a photography business. I also edit and participate in some podcasts. And I also have a bit of an art business, most of it online, and I am in some retail locations as well. A couple of my photographs up here in Washington State from where they filmed Officer and the Gentleman, the very spot. I'm also a lifelong student. I have degrees from Gonzaga University, University of Washington, most of a master's degree from Grand Canyon, and the Army sent me to Villanova back in the day for a degree as well. So I am participating in the pastoral counseling degree program here. Very, very excited about it. It's basically something I've been wanting to do my entire adult life. It's been on my mind, and I finally was in a good place to be able to make this happen. I do have almost my entire master's of science in addiction counseling. I have some preceptorship hours to do. I've been putting that off and looking at what I really want to do, but I will definitely be finishing that in the near future. One of my main goals in this program is I really want to turn the volunteer work I do with the church and some online outlets and a lot of peer counseling and some other things that I'm involved in. I'm a NAMI peer counselor, and some other groups and organizations, vets organizations. Of all the education that I've received, psychology, counseling, all of that, my heart is really in a biblical approach to counseling. And that's what I'm doing in the program. And with the state of the world, I think we need more of that now than ever. We need God in everybody's lives, and we need a spiritual and biblical approach, I think. Very, 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 very big in my heart and in my soul and my goals right now to accomplish this. I eventually will be pursuing my PhD. I haven't decided exactly where that's going to land. Fortunately, through you wonderful taxpayers and the Veterans Administration, I've been able to pay for some additional schooling, and I do absolutely plan on pursuing that in the future. Destination unknown. In the meantime, I'm really looking forward to this class, getting to know all of you. Thank you so much for your time and watching this video, and I will talk to all of you soon.